Good morning, this is Peter here from White Light District, whitelightdistrict.com, and I'm going to create a new podcast, number 25, and the title of it is The Clash of Tiers. And yesterday I got asked if I can do it in English, my podcast. So yeah, that's how I got pushed over the wall in a Humpty Dumpty stage kind of way. And thank you for asking me, because otherwise I would have stayed in my comfort zone too much. And here it is in English. So, as Einstein must have said it in those days, um, we can solve a problem with the mindset that created it. And for me, that is the essence of the second tier in spiral dynamics. And I'm going to talk about it today. I already made a podcast on the Humpty Dumpty together with Chris um, from Shores of Infinity, but today I'm gonna do it like this, solo. And if you are interested in ping ponging with me on a second tier level, be my guest, and I'm looking forward to it. So second tier, what is second tier in spiral dynamics? For me, it is like to comprehend it in one tagline in a marketing way. It is the solution for all problems, I presume. And that's why we have such a lot of problems at the moment, to yeah to solve it. Let me disclaim, this podcast is cutting edge and probably way beyond your consciousness, so be prepared. Um, yeah, what happened in March 2020? Uh, we got all collectively being pushed over the wall, and some of us, a little percentage, 10, I presume 10 to 15%, got pushed to the second tier side, and the rest, 85, 90%, was pushed to the first tier side. And that's how it went. And for the ones who got pushed to the second tier side, then it was that time. So yeah, get used to it, and see it as compliment by the cosmos. And as Teal Swan said it, end of 2021, I can remember, what does not work. Ja, dat vond ik, that was a really one sentence, that still does it for me now at the brink of 2023. So already more than 2.5 years, we are still in the phase of finding out what does not work, especially the politics and the government, because they are doing it still the old conditioned way, as you know, the way as we always have done it on a second tier level, first tier level, and that's just the old conditioning, which which they are still trying to manifest. So what happened in March 2020, in my opinion, and which I hear more and more, and we see nowadays more and more, is sort of an awareness flip in March 2020. I remember those days. I got several visions, and one of the visions was like a sort of flowing wave which came over the world like a tsunami. And those days or these days are still the world is in turmoil, and the tsunami is still turning around, and just putting everything upside down, in my opinion. So, and that's really yellow second tier, and I can remember those times that there was so much anxiousness and fear in society, and pressure, like an anti-cycle pressure. Like, it was really good to feel that, or better feel that there was so much counter pressure. And I already those days was before all the podcast series that are exploding at the moment. But I already had the feeling those days I had to start a podcast on consciousness. And in the beginning of 2021, I was ready to do it. And here it is, already number 25. So, and at the beginning of 2021, I started and I invented the podcast series A Bite of Spirituality. And I started with Andre, a good friend of me, who is like 10 or 15 years older. And he is really into Winty. He's like a Winty healer. And we started our Dutch chit chat in the beginning of 2021. So forever credits for that, Andre. And the second one I published on the team spiraldynamics, and I was in the spiraldynamics group, the international spiraldynamics group of Christian those days, and he picked up my podcast on spiraldynamics, Humpty Dumpty, and that's the reason why my third podcast I did together with him, and we did it in English for the first time, and yeah, it was great success, in my opinion. So, and he just invented the group on Facebook those days. Nowadays, I'm not on Facebook anymore because I got a shadow banned. But I'm happy for that one because that make me free of the matrix, which is there, I presume, and yeah, it was really interesting to be together with a bunch of people from all over the world. It were about 80 people, men and women, which were all at or almost all at the second tier level. So it was really learnful to to get to handle this this new tier, because it is really strange when everything works opposite, like the upside down world. So I got through to yellow, and yellow is really an individual stage. Yellow is the first stage on the second tier, and yellow is really about getting accomplished to the second tier, and yellow is really about um, getting the nice in your back from the first tier, and especially the green and the orange um, layer, which all intellectually try to backstab you. But when you go through yellow, and for me that was a year, really a tough year, I can remember. And after yellow, um, it got a little more mellow when arriving in turquoise, the second color of the second tier. And turquoise is the first meme in of the second tier. So yeah, turquoise is a nice stage to be in, and it really feels um, really expanded and really holistic, and yeah, it was an far more nice state to be at. And after turquoise, you really get washed in the washing machine, as Chris called it, from the um, yeah, choral is really about getting your last ego washed away. Um, it really is uh, really rough, really rough color. It's really diving deep. It's yellow. There, it's still there's still a lot of intellect and ego and mind going on. And in turquoise, it is becoming less. You get more in touch with your self, and in coral, it all disappears. And yeah, in coral, when you come further in coral, all the thoughts become empty, and yeah, it's all getting absorbed in the all. So and what I experienced for half a day, it was like uh, swimming in swimming at the Olympic Games, and yeah, you at the end you just turn around, and for half a day I felt um, I cannot scientifically accomplish it, but it felt like that I reached the teal turn, but as I said, it was an immediate turn, and as I got the feeling at the moment um, uh, that yeah, I had to turn from coral to turquoise again, and that's fine with me. So now at the moment, I got the feeling I'm back at turquoise coral, and it's fine with me, you know. Um, just recently, I got at the at 2014. I used to play. I used to DJ still, and I I now I just listened to a song I played a lot in those days, and it's called Panta from Agoria. Find it out on YouTube. I can um, I can recommend that because I just searched on Google what it means, and the term means all is flowing. So it's really a nice song, and it really describes these times which we're in right now. But the song is already from 2011, so it was more than a decade ahead, and that's quite normal yeah, to me. So yeah, just like these times are way ahead when you experience it from another level, like I do. and it's okay with that. Everybody has its own time, and as once an astrologer said to me, "You're a decade ahead," and that's normal. Every time has those people, and it is said in the marketing as the I don't call myself an innovator, but more like the early majority. So innovating is not my type of uh, my cup of tea, in my opinion. But I'm quite early with new things, so let's shut off or end with which I always do with my Dutch podcasts. I just translated a poem to English, and I want to address it here. So here we go. My English poem is called Coral Coast. On the coral shore of infinity shatters the latest, shatters the last illusion. The ice floes that creep along the abyss will be no more. Here only the silence rends the open curtain. Yeah, well, if you are interested in having a coaching consult, be my guest. I can do it in English also, and I got the experience uh, when you um, when you follow a consult with me that we're gonna do some cosmic traveling, and you can ask all kind of things about the second tier, because I can tune in on the second tier, and I can give you an answer on everything. So be my guest, and yeah, hereby I close this podcast, and see you on the next one. Okay, bye bye.